So, is the new Submariner at 41mm an improvement? Let's have a closer look.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Alex and I'm sitting here with my friend
Karar?
and today we're going to take a closer look of the new 2020 Rolex Submariner. So this one got a lot of attention, obviously, when it was released. There was a lot of speculation regarding the Submariner. What would be released? Would we see a new blue sub? Would we see the discontinuation of the Rolex Submariner Hulk? What would happen to the Submariner line?
Yeah.
And this is what happened. The 41mm Submariner. So, I mean, the Rolex Submariner has been 40mm for so many years now.
Yeah.
We're talking decades.
Yeah.
Decades of 40mm tool watches.
Yep.
And now the 40mm sub is no more.
Yeah.
It's officially an end of an era.
Yes.
And we sit here with the new 41mm subs.
Yes, I'm super excited, super stoked about this particular review. We got our hands on the 41mm no date and the 41mm date. And we had a close comparison with its predecessor. And we also put them on the wrist and have a closer look of how they actually sit on the wrist. So Alex, let's start off by the news.
Yes.
What's different with these two watches?
Well, the case for a first, obviously, it's 41 instead of 40mm.
Yep.
Then we have an updated movement. We have thinner lugs and crown guards. We have a new bracelet, or at least the width of the bracelet is now 21, tapers down to 17.
Yeah.
Instead of the classic Rolex taper from 20mm down to 16 at the clasp. Other than that, regarding these two models, they are more or less looking the same.
Yeah.
Compared to its predecessor, the 40mm Submariner.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as a brand, if you have a iconic model like the Submariner, you don't want to go all too much left side and do crazy stuff. Yeah. So I really like the trend. I really like the evolution of the Submariner, and I think this is long overdue. The thinner profile of the Submariner is very welcome, and I truly love the new case. The old case, if you've been watching our videos before, we usually mention that we're not big fans of the maxi case. Yeah. The lugs is pretty chunky.
It looks like a square watch, more or less.
It's a tank.
Yeah.
It's a tanky watch.
Yeah.
This one have a little bit more curves, looks a little bit more elegant, and yeah, very welcome. All right, Alex, so let's talk a little bit more about the watch on the wrist.
Yeah.
Do you feel that extra millimeter?
Not really, actually. I mean, since the overall profile is thinner.
Yeah.
Thinner lugs, thinner crown guards. Lug to lug length is more or less the same as the predecessor. I think it's a small difference of like 0.5mm or something like that.
Yeah.
But overall, when you put it on the wrist, I believe actually it feels better than the predecessor.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think, when I heard they were introducing the 41mm sub, I was like, no way, that's way off, you know.
Yeah.
But no, feels better actually. You?
Yeah, likewise. I mean, I really like the proportions. There's one thing that I really don't like, and that's when you look on the clasp.
Mm-hmm.
The clasp, you can clearly spot that it is much wider, and I'm not so sure about.
But it's 1mm, I think. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not 4mm.
No, obviously, but still, I mean, it's pretty chunky, and I would have liked to see, yeah, maybe a little bit slimmer.
Yeah.
Different clasp, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the 1mm extra added to the lug width that
Yes.
we have between the lugs. It's 21 now,
Yeah.
and we have 17 here. I mean, 20 tapering down to 16
Yeah.
is pretty classic, and it's, I mean, more or less a standard. and I believe it's better, but personally I can't really say that I feel the extra millimeter when I have it on the wrist. So yeah, but that's personal taste, and I guess you and me,
we're different.
Think differently.
Absolutely. So Alex,
yes,
brand new Rolex, brand new pricing,
yeah,
brand new waiting list.
Oh yeah, I heard people inherit their 40mm Submariner waiting list queue spots to the 41, but I mean,
you can't be too upset about that, I guess. The 40mm is not in production anymore, but if you don't like the 41mm, I guess you can be a little bit upset about that. But let's have a closer look of what these watches are actually trading at. And I truly believe by the time we have edited this video and posted it online, the pricing is gonna differ slightly, because the market is currently all over the place, and that's very usual when Rolex releases a new model. You have a few percentage of the clientele that really don't care about the pricing, they just want the newest thing. And you're going to see prices way up, and that's what we're seeing right now. So let's have a close look of the actual retail pricing, which is $8,000 approximately for the no date, and the date is approximately $9,000 depending on where you are in the world. But
the market
so you have the Rolex Submariner date, the new 41mm. I just checked it out, and it is currently sitting around 17 to 19,000 US dollars.
Double retail. It's like the Daytona.
That's nuts. And when you look at the no date, it is not a lot of difference. Obviously, the no date is currently sitting around 16, 15 and a half, 17,000 US dollars.
Yeah, but as you said, probably it's going to stabilize a bit.
Yeah,
we saw the same thing with the Batman.
Yeah,
it was like at 20,000, and then it went down a bit.
Exactly.
But I guess we'll see how many of these Rolex are going to
be
producing, and how accessible it's going to be. If we see the same kind of production as the Daytona and the same type of waiting list, etc. Yeah,
this one can stabilize at a fairly higher price range.
Yeah, I think so too.
The predecessor before its discontinuation, the Submariner was sitting around 12 and a half, almost trading at 12 and a half. And now when it's discontinued, seeing it trading around 13 and a half, 14,000 US dollars. And I think that price tag is just gonna get wider and wider. And same thing for the no date, obviously. So we're basically gonna have to sit back, relax, and see when the market stabilizes in approximately maybe 2-3 months to see where these bad boys will be in value.
Yeah, interesting as always with the Rolex market.
Yeah, 100%. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It was our great pleasure to review these two watches. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, leave a like to this video and subscribe to the channel. We love you all. Thank you.